Just wanted to ask about injury issues. There were reports yesterday that Alex has joined William on the sidelines, could be out for the season. Is that true?
We have another session tomorrow before the Brighton game, and we are trying to get players back for that day. Today, obviously, they haven't trained on the pitch, so we'll know more tomorrow. With William, that's for sure, that he's not going to be fit for this game, and we are doubting whether he will be for the next game as well, but we want to keep the hope going and make sure that we give ourselves the best chance to bring them back.
So the situation with Alex is not confirmed yet. Could it be an opportunity though for Kieran Tierney to step in if Alex isn't fit in time? And how's he been mentally this season? Because he spent a lot of time on the sidelines.
The opportunities for everybody, every game. They have to show that they are up to it, and then they will make the right or the wrong decision with the lineup and giving the players the minutes that they deserve. It's very difficult to be fair with players in this sport because at the end you pick 11 players to play and some to be sub, and it's not always right, but we do it all the time with the best intention.
And what have you made of the performances Jakob's put in since you've drafted him back into the side the last couple of games?
Yeah, it's been really impressive, really composed, really calm. He's been brilliant. Obviously, two very difficult opponents with a lot of individual talent to defend in many situations, and he's dealt with the situation in a great way.
Been lots of talk about contracts for players, as there always is, and I know that's probably a little bit of a distraction with the title race going on, but what's the latest with Aaron Ramsdale? Is there a contract on the table for him?
No, the moment there is something to announce with any individual, we will do that as a club like we always do, but it's not the moment to talk about that.
Is talk about it though surrounding a contract, is that credit to him for the performances he's put in this season?
Yeah, we are very happy with him. Obviously, the way he's developed, the way he's performing, and the trajectory that he's at in the last two seasons is remarkable. And we are really happy with him, and he's a really important player for us.
And the transfer market is going to be talked about, I'm sure, certainly all summer long. Now, there's been a lot of figures branded for certain players, figures of north of 100 million for players. As a club, would the club be willing to break their transfer record if the right player became available in the summer?
I think the conversation now has to be Brighton and the games that we have. We are playing to win the title. We want to be fully focused on that, and all those things are distractions, and we don't want to be nowhere near that.
Okay, on the title challenge then, did that result against Newcastle give you a renewed hope that this title challenge is going right down to the wire?
Every time you win, every time you play well, every time you feel that you are competing at a level that is required to win this league, gives you hope. Winning your game with your hope is not in our hands, but certainly on Sunday we're going to have to be at our best again and try to win again, and we win that game, we'll be a little bit closer.
Thanks, Mikel.
Thank you.
Hi, Mikel. Good afternoon. Is it fair to say that because of the timing, their momentum, what you experienced before at St James's Park, winning at Newcastle was one of the best moments you experienced as an Arsenal manager?
The feeling of the last game is the most recent one. It was a special one because obviously they are top side, they've been extremely good. At home they are building something really powerful, and we managed to go there, play our own way and win. And especially after what happened last year there, obviously the meaning of it was a bit more than with any other game.
Do you think it would be even more challenging to play Brighton this weekend because they would want to react after what happened against Everton at home?
For sure, and because they are a really complicated side. I think the way they are playing, what Roberto and the coaching and staff they've done, is remarkable. You know, it's just a joy to watch them play. What he's brought to the league, you know, is a different idea and different challenge for managers as well. And this is what you want. You know, we want to be the best league in the world. We need the best manager, the best players, and what he's done with the team. After all the foundation, obviously, that Graham left at the club as well, it's incredible. So very tough match.
You already played and lost to Brighton at the Emirates earlier this season. It's different competition, of course. How different do you think Sunday's game will be?
Well, and we beat them as well at the park, you know, so they were two very different games. When you look at the lineups, obviously there were 10 changes there. But yeah, they were very similar games in certain moments with different outcomes, but extremely tricky. The way they play to handle certain things that they do. That's the same as for them with the way they do. We do.
How much respect and appreciation do you have for Brighton for not only their progress on the pitch, but the way they operate as a club?
Incredible. You know, they have a really clear vision. They've been ahead of many other clubs as well in the way that they have handled and the way they have made decisions, the way they have developed players, the way they have recruited talent, the way they have set up the club, the people and the persons that they recruit as well. Really impressive. I think they've done extremely well.
Do you sense from the players that feelings of confidence and resiliency that you could challenge City all the way until the end of the season?
That's what we're here for. It starts on Sunday again, 3 games to go. This is the crucial one right now, and we want to beat them and elevate our hopes and our enthusiasm to keep going, because everything is still to play for still.
Thank you.
Hi Mikel,
Hi.
hope you're well. What you were saying there about Brighton and the way they recruit players. Our top clubs throughout this league, and you're sort of looking at them in the model they have and trying to sort of replicate that in your own sort of way in the next few seasons? No.
You cannot replicate. I think the model that Brighton has is great for Brighton. We cannot have the same model. We have to have a different model. I'm sure there are things that we can apply to our model that they do extremely well, but it's a different model. They have different demands. They have a different size of club, probably different approach as well. So it would be a mistake, in my opinion, to try to do that.
Whatever happens between now and the end of the season, how proud are you of the way this team has progressed and what it's set you up to potentially do in the next few seasons?
I would say I will answer that question at the end of the season. Now it's how proud I am, the preparation, and how mentally, physically, and tactically we're ready to go on Sunday and be at our best and win again.
I was speaking to someone who witnessed Martin Odegaard, and he was 15 earlier this week, and he spoke about how at that age his quality on the ball, his vision was something that set him apart from the rest. He scored 15 goals this season, which is the best of his career. How impressed have you been by the way he's sort of handled the captaincy and the way he's got into goal scoring positions more this season?
Great. That's the demands that he puts himself, the areas that he had huge margins to improve, and he's making huge steps in the right direction to become a game winner, which is with the profile and the role that he has in the team to do that. And then you need really good teammates around you, which he has, and that helps as well, obviously.
And how important last year is his leadership been behind the scenes, because it seems like he's really embraced that captain's armband this season.
On his own way, he has this character that everybody respects, everybody admires, that everybody follows, and he does it in his own way. There are many ways of leading a team, and he has a unique one because he's his own one, and we don't want to take anything from that, and we are really happy that he represents the club in the way that he does, and the team and every individual, and he needs to continue to develop those skills in the best way, because the demands will keep increasing, and his role hopefully as well.
That's great. Best of luck this weekend. Thank you.
Nick, VC. Mikel, in the last couple of games, has your team rediscovered some confidence, and if so, how has that confidence been reclaimed?
By playing well, by being on top of the game, and individually as well, raising the level. I think is something critical and really important when you get to this stage of the season. And when you've done that, obviously that has a huge impact in the team performance, and the team has been playing well, scoring goals and winning matches. So it's a good mixture.
When you were dropping points, you expressed some frustration about your team kind of handling the situation that they're in. Do you think they've listened to you and adapted to what's in front of them?
More than frustration, it was just we have to find, and we're responsible with the coaches to find a way to help them more. The frustration goes with how can we help them more? What can we do better to facilitate what they're going to be confronting at the weekend? And obviously cutting mistakes was a huge one, and trying to anticipate why that was happening. And once we've done that, obviously the results can come back again.
Last week you said that this Premier League was the most difficult that you'd experienced. Is that because of teams like Brighton, who perhaps without the enormous resources an incredibly difficult bit. You know, a game on Sunday is going to be very difficult. Was that who you were referring to when you said that?
Well, the level obviously of every organisation at every level, it's much better than it was before. You know, the level of the players, the level of the staff, the level of the coaches, everything has improved physically. It's much more demanding. You know, every detail, every phase of play is dominated in the right way by every opponent, and that makes the game really fascinating because it's a lot of things that can go your way or don't go your way for small margins, and this is the Premier League right now for every team.
And just finally, given the fact that you may have to make some more changes, particularly defensively, have you had to remind every player in your squad that at any point they could be called upon to play in these huge games, and they're going to have to be at 100% because the situation is quite difficult for you at the moment defensively?
We discussed that 6 months ago. You know, to win a championship, to win a big tournament, you're going to need all your players. You're going to have the capacity to deal with injuries, to deal with unexpected things, to deal with bad decisions, to deal with personal problems, you know, and the squad has to have the capacity and the quality to absorb and be able to overcome those situations, and they are coming, unfortunately.
Mark? Hi, Mikel. You touched on it earlier, but you've got several players that are negotiating contracts or out of contract or potentially might move on in the summer. Have you spoken to them to say, look, for now we need to park that and focus on going for this title?
Yeah, obviously where we are with each individual probably is different in terms of timing, but the clarity is there. They know we have communicated to each of them what the intentions are, and we are trying to get that done as quick as possible, but respecting and obviously without losing any focus on what is the real deal right now.
In terms of departures, there was a story earlier in the week linking Xhaka with the move in the summer. I assume, given how vital he's become to your team, that you'd want to keep him beyond this year.
As you can understand, I know I'm going to be replying to certain stories or not. I'm extremely happy with Granit. I think he's having an incredible season, probably the best season he's had at the club, and we are really happy to